Hey everyone, welcome back. We are here for flow number 11. By now, if you guys haven't seen my videos, you can go start it. Flow number 1, we've gone through a bunch of these now, but for those of you who have been following along, you should be pretty familiar with our format now. We have one more video after this of our fundamentals of functional movement flows, and then we're going to get into a balance series on helping you improve your balance and figure out if you are falling, why you might be falling, and if you're not falling, make sure that you're at lower risk for falling in the future. So that is coming your way very soon, but today we're going to go with our fundamentals of functional movement flow number 11. We're going to get started. Nothing to tell you that's that integral before we start. So the first exercise that we're going to do today is an exercise that's going to stretch out and mobilize our hamstrings, the back of our leg, and then also our hip flexors, which are at the front. Those are really important muscle groups to help optimize our walking and our gait. Okay? I'm going to show you this in kneeling, but in the adaptations, I will show you a standing version in case you don't want to or cannot get down to the ground. So, exercise number 1, we're going to start in a split kneeling position. We're going to tuck our bum under. That's really important. So from the side, if you put one hand on the front of your pelvis and one on the back, you're going to think about tucking your bum under and using those hands to help pull your belly button in. From there, we're going to keep our chest nice and tall. We're going to lean forward until we feel a stretch in that hip flexor on the back side. And then we're going to lean our way back. You can tuck your toes in the back if you find it easier. You're going to sit as far back as you can onto that heel. Then we're going to do it again. Tuck your bum under, come forward, pull your bum back, come back. If you need to adjust in between, move your leg a little more forward or back, that's just fine. We're going to do 3 each side. So forward and back, and then we're going to switch to the other leg, and we're going to do the same thing. Tuck your bum under. Now, when you're coming forward, try not to lean. You're going to lose the hip flexor stretch if you do that, so you really want to keep your chest tall and your bum tucked. We're going to go forward for 1, back, 2, and back, and 3, and back. As you flow through this, you'll get a little more used to it and probably go a little quicker each time. Exercise number 2, we're going to stand up from here. We're going to go into a nice big split lunge Y. So you're going to drop your back leg down. You're going to bring your arms up into a nice Y position. Come forward, step your leg back, go to the other side. Lunge down, bring your arms into a nice tall Y position. Come back, do it again. Lunging down, arms are in a nice Y and back. We're going to do 3 each side of those as well. Okay, so from the side, my back knee's going down, my arms are pulling back. That's 1 each side, 2 each side, and then 1 more. Thumbs are pulling way back. We're trying to get into that nice tall posture. Stretch up those hips. Stretch out those hips, warm up those legs. Last one today, we've got 3 exercises. That was 2 down, 1 to go. We're going to go into a penguin crossover, I call it. So you're going to challenge your balance here. You're going to stand nice and tall, put all your weight onto one leg. You're going to imagine you've got a pane of glass in front of you and a pane of glass behind you. You're going to bring your elbow to your knee on one side, keeping your balance. You're going to try and cross it in front of you and tap it down. Elbow to knee, cross in front. Elbow to knee, cross in front. Wobbling is just fine. That's part of the game, right? If we never wobble in our training, then we're probably not challenging ourselves enough. Elbow to knee and back down. So 3 each side for all the exercises today. I'm going to show you some adaptations, and then we are going to get started for our 2-minute round, and you can continue from there for 3 to 10 minutes, all right? For your kneeling hamstring hip flexors, if you can't do it kneeling, you can very easily do this standing up. You're going to get into that split lunge position. You're going to tuck your bum under the same way. You're going to lean forward until you feel a stretch in that hip flexor. Then you're going to shift your weight back and sit your bum back until you feel a stretch in that hamstring. Okay, you might need to adjust your stance as you do this each time, a little wider for the first one, a little narrower for the second one. That's just fine. 3 each side. Okay, same thing. And back. So that's the standing version. As always, if you need a wall, please use it. There is no harm in using a wall or a couch or something to hold on to if you need it. For your Y lunges, There's two options if you're having challenges. Number one, if you're having challenges going down all the way or almost all the way to the floor, just bend your knee a little bit, just don't go as far. If you're feeling really wobbly, step your feet wider. If you're on a tightrope, this is going to be quite challenging. Imagine you've got a big balance beam between your legs and step your foot a little wider. So you're going to lunge down. Let's say you've got a shoulder injury and you can't get your arms up into that Y position. No problem. We're going to bring them into a T. Okay, you're just going to change your letter into a T, and then you come back up. All right, so adjusted version, you're going to step forward into a T, not going as far down. Same with the other side. So even in your T, I really want you to make sure that your thumbs go way, way, way back. You're squeezing your shoulder blades together. All right, for your penguins, the only adaptation you should really need is if you're feeling off balance, you go to a corner, hold on to a wall, a chair, somebody who's stable, whatever you need to manage to keep your balance. You can always go a little bit lower, touch the ground in between, touch the ground at the side. So if you can't do it all without touching, then you just pause in the middle, cross, come back, and come up. Okay, so you just slow it down a little. All right, 2 minutes on the clock. We're going to roll through this together. FFM number 11, here we go. Starting with our hip flexor and hamstring stretch. So I'm going to tuck my bum. We're doing 3 each side. 1, and back. You can pause if there's a spot that feels really good to stretch. Just pause there. You can use your hands if you need them. We're just trying to mobilize. Okay, you don't want to go into anywhere where there's pain. You just want to go where there's very mild discomfort is what we like to say as physios. Okay, mild discomfort, not pain. It might feel like a good stretch, but it should never be painful. Okay, 3 of those. Then we're going to come right up and go into our Y lunges. So 1, alternating legs here. Really squeeze those thumbs back. 2, 3, 6 total for 3 each side. Squeeze those thumbs back. Make sure those ribs are tucked in nice and tight so we're not letting our ribs stick out. Okay, tuck them in. There we go. Onto our penguin crossovers. This is a really great balance and stability exercise. Shift all your weight to one side. In between 2 panes of glass, lift that knee as high as you can. Cross it over and tap. Okay, wobble as you do it. That's all right. Use the wall if you need to. 1 more. We'll be talking in our balance series about multiple different challenges that you can have with Parkinson's and balance, right? It's not always the same thing for everyone. Some people get dizzy when they stand up. Some people tend to tip backwards. Some people tend to tip forwards. There's a lot of different challenges. We're going to go over kind of each of those falls portfolios and help you figure out what yours might be. All right, and how to fix it, right? That's important. Again, back and forth, 3 each side. So we're just flowing through these. That's it. Good work, guys. And other side. Working through at your own pace. You don't have to keep up with me. If I'm going too slow, you go way ahead. Don't wait for me. Pausing if there's a spot that feels like a really good stretch. All right, there's 2 minutes, so you can keep going, keep flowing through. Remember, if you want to get updates on these videos as they come out, please make sure you subscribe and click the little bell so it will notify you when new videos come out. Thank you for joining me. I'm going to let you keep going on your own. We will see you next week for our last FFM Flow, and then after that for our awesome balance series. See you soon, guys.